Officer, I said, I don't mean any disrespect, but that was a good time is what that was. I have a crazed love for B-bodies, which is your 91 through 96 Caprices, the Impalas, the Cadillacs, every bit of that. I love these cars and I don't know why. And I've had a 96 Impala SS, a 95 9C1, which is the police car. And then it gets interesting. I've had two 91 Caprice station wagons. One of them we're talking about here today. It's a white wagon with a LS motor swapped into it. And I saw this car pop up on Craigslist about 2 or 3 years ago. And I said I had to have it. Well, young, dumb at the time, which still am young, dumb, I couldn't afford the car. So I was like, whatever, I'm gonna buy me a wagon, I wanted one. So I found another one for $1,000. Probably not the best wagon to buy, but you know what, I had to have it. Black wagon, no suspension under it. Absolutely. The guy wanted a lowered rat rod look, and by God, he had it. And he had the ride of one too, because it rode like a lumber wagon. But he took the suspension out of it, and I bought this car like an idiot. Probably the one car that I've lost my ass on as far as finances go. I ended up giving the car away. But I bought it, put an air ride suspension on it. And I pulled up at a car show in North Carolina, and what's sitting there, this white Caprice wagon with the LS motor I wanted. Okay, so it's sitting there. So I keep following this car, and I keep following its trail. Well, somehow, you know, people who buy Caprice station wagons with LS motors don't make the finest financial choices in life. And there was an opportunity that came up and I was able to get it. So great, I bought this car. Now what to do with it? So I drive it. I actually dailied the car for a little while. I figured, you know, this is fun. It sounds similar to John Force's drag car, but it's good enough the HOA don't complain too bad. So I drive the car a little bit and have fun with it. Well, the cold air intake on this car sits in front of the passenger tire, and whoever designed this, I guess, didn't think about weather or, you know, whether it might rain. Anyhow, it ends up sucking some water up, and the number 7 piston on the LS motor just lets loose and destroyed. So I said, you know what, I'm sitting here, I just put $3,000 worth of Corvette brakes up front on this car, converted it, put custom hubs on it, done the suspension on it, spent all this money. I said, well, I can't just let it sit. No one's gonna buy this, you know, wagon with awesome suspension under it. It's a $500 car at the end of the day. So I said, screw it, we'll build another LS motor. So I start with a 6.0 and I go through it, you know, Brian Tooley stage 4 cam, it's got ARP studs in it. And I really just start building this thing, and being young and, you know, not financially successful yet, it took me probably 2 years to put this car together. You know, it's got Yank 3600 stalling. It's a 500 horsepower, naturally aspirated car. It's not the fastest thing, but it's fun, it's loud, and it, you know, gives you a good time. So we get the car done, we take it out, and me and my wife, we go meet up with the legendary eBay Bandit to a nice little cruise in. We're hanging out, we're having a good time. This is the first time I've taken this car out in 2 years. It's running right, everything's done, the tune's perfect, the car's running amazing. We're at this little cruise in, it's a little charity event, you know, doing the nice hot rods and happy hour thing. Everybody's doing burnouts because everybody leaves car shows and does burnouts. It makes all the sense in the world. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do one in the wagon, I'm gonna break it out. Start the car up, of course, everybody in the parking lot, it's got their attention now, it's so loud, it's rattling windows out of this poor little restaurant. And we pull it out into the road, and Rob's behind me lining up in his Malibu, about to do the same thing. I just pull it out, line it up, get it straight, and I just lay it to the floor, smoke show. This car's wide open. Me and my wife hanging on, go through a green light, it's wide open. And I look in the rearview mirror, all I see is smoke and this blue flash. I said, yep, this is a good way to break it in. It's a good way to break it in. You might as well at this point, I just stay in it. I get about 60 foot down the road and it starts getting back normal, and I pull over because I know it's coming. Hell, at this point, I've already got out, walked to the convenience store, got a drink, came back, and finally the cop shows up. So I'm sitting there waiting, and he comes walking up. He says, sir, what the hell was that? And I said, officer, I don't mean any disrespect, but that was a good time is what that was. And honestly, I hadn't planned on seeing you here. He said, you got your license and registration? Well, here's where it gets good. Obviously, I've been working on this car for the past 2 years. It is insured, but the tag on it is not for that car. It's for my other car. So that guy's stern talking to, and that was one of the tickets. He goes back to his car, and after a good long while, and everybody leaving the car show, and of course recording me on the side of the road, and it making the Facebook, everybody knows about this, including a phone call from my mother asking what the hell I'm doing. Finally come to the conclusion I'm getting some pretty good tickets today. So he comes back to the car with a handful, and it was a lot of money, and pretty sure my license was on the grounds for being took. So what do? I call my dear friend Rob up. I said, Rob, I need some legal advice. He said, well, I happen to have an attorney. I said, good. So I call the attorney up. He says, you know what? He said, I got you. And I said, well, how much is this going to cost me? He says, I got you. I said, okay, all right. A couple months go by, court date's coming close. He calls me up, he said, you know what, we're gonna get that pushed off a little bit. I said, okay. Well, this is last year, this is 2017 this happened. I went to court for it this past week in February of 2018. I go to court and we're actually doing a jury trial. Why, I don't know, because I'm stupid when it comes to legal things. So we're doing a jury trial. So we go to pick out a jury, and I get to the courthouse there in Simpsonville, South Carolina. It's a lovely place. It's right behind the McDonald's. It's kind of nice. So we go in there, and I'm standing around waiting, and I find out my attorney's already there. I was like, good. Well, he comes out, and he grabs me. He said, walk outside. I said, all right. Mr. Pettit, he said, I just got to let you know, you have to be one of the luckiest bastards I've ever met in my life. I said, well, why is that? He said, because I'm a good attorney. I said, okay, please explain. He said, you're getting out of this ticket. He said, matter of fact, you're getting out of all these tickets. He said, you're going to have to pay $25. They're going to rewrite the ticket. I think he said negligent driving or something like that. And he said, and it's not going to bother you. He said, let me tell you what my conversation just proceeded of. He said, I got to see the dash cam video. And he said, all it is you lining up and passing a cop with smoke. And he said, the cop's words were, and I quote, and please forgive me, was holy mother of fuck. And then he turns his car around and chases after you. The cop tells him that he said, I honestly thought this guy was running drugs. He said, because he saw me and took off. What he didn't know is I didn't see him or this wouldn't have happened. They sit there back and forth in the court while I'm just sitting out in the lobby waiting. And he tells the guy, he said, how do you know that this car didn't just have a blown head gasket and was smoking? He said, we both know that. He said, I wasn't there. And he said, I'm just saying I can make a good case. Well, anyhow, the cop didn't think it was funny, but the judge thought it was hilarious. And they both watched the video and laughed about it. But he told the judge asked him, he said, why the hell are you doing this case for free? He said, to be honest with you, he said, I doubt ever again will I be able to defend a 500 horsepower station wagon doing a burnout in front of a cop. But he did it. He did a good job. Anyhow, long story short, I got off on it. I still have this wagon, and I'm actually thinking about selling it now because I'm pretty sure this is going to happen again.